are all here. Good morning. Good morning. So, for our final attendee today, we are going to be recording this, but everybody has their cameras off. So, you have privacy, you can relax, you can mute your line so that either that or I can do it for you. But everybody can relax and just really focus on stepping into this meditation. First, wanted to thank everybody for coming today. I so appreciate you showing up for this monthly meditation. I would love to hear your feedback at any point as to this meditation and anything you would want to see in the future. I'm hoping to be able to offer more of these free. And then, obviously, for anybody who knows me, which is pretty much everybody here, I also do meditation coaching as well. So, how this is going to work today, it's very simple. You have a half an hour of this guided meditation. It's very relaxed. This is not anything that's going to be hopefully, challenging you. This is really just going to be your time to step into a moment of stillness and ideally find a little bit of peace and connection with yourself. So I have a theme for each of the meditations, my monthly meditation Mondays. And this month's meditation is love. And you may be immediately thinking, oh, it's just, another Valentine's Day themed event. But what I'm really going to ask you to think about and consider today is not love in the romantic, let's show the world and everybody in it who I love, how I love them. But this is really starting more from an internal space, with the idea being that without internal love, self love, you can't give love to others in a meaningful, truly intentional way. And this month, we know we're going to be pushed because of society and commercial like demand to really focus on love for other people. So I'm going to have this meditation be focused on how we first look within to see how love is showing up for ourselves. And then once we have a full cup of self love, that's when you can really look to share that with other people and you can pour that into other things that you're doing. So, that is the theme and kind of the context for today's meditation. And just a quick overview, going to do some very simple breath work, allow you to relax, do guided meditation, a little bit of visualization. And then at the very end, I'll give you some suggestions on how you take this a little step further into your day, into your week, into your month. I will also make this available and send out a link to the recording if you want to listen to this meditation and do it again at some point in the future. So, as someone who signs up, you get that. I will actually be sending out an email after today's. Very excited about that. Um, if you are new to meditation, how you set yourself up for success is really just trying to minimize any distractions that you have. So, closing down any of your electronics or at least silencing them, limiting anything that might be able to come into your room. I know my pets are outside my door, so close your door. Try to give yourself a nice, quiet space that is yours. And then position yourself so that you're in a supported seat. If you are a very experienced meditator, you can do unsupported as well. But I will say, if you're newer to meditation, just sitting up straight takes a lot of your brain power. So relax, be supported, find your comfortable seated position, reclined position, and hopefully you don't fall asleep unless that's what you're looking for. But just make sure that you have some kind of comforted grounding for today's meditation. Otherwise, relax, allow your eyes to close. Allow your list of things to do to start to slow. I'm going to be paying attention to the clock. That is not something that you need to worry about. You are not going to need to be looking at what time it is. You're not going to need to worry about any demands on your time right now. This is your space, this is your moment. So as you rest your eyes, allow yourself to sink into this moment, and just check in with yourself. Notice how you're feeling today. Notice how your body feels. If there's any points or spaces in your body of tension, and just give yourself permission to relax. Even those little points of discomfort or extra tension in your body, sometimes you just need to give them permission to let go, and they will actually listen to you. Check in with your mind and notice how your mind is pacing right now. Are you still running through the list? Are you still thinking about what's coming up next, what you have to do today? All of those thoughts, you can put them to the side. They will come back, I promise. You do not need to worry about any tasks, about anything that comes next. We're going to really focus on becoming present. I want you to focus on your breath. Use your breath as an anchor to find this presence, this state of being in the moment. Allow yourself to observe. So really focus on following your breath, just a regular breath. Notice the sensation as you're breathing. And then start to take more intentioned breaths. So you're really going to focus on drawing out the inhale and then having an even longer exhale. You can do this just by counting in your head. You can count to 4 on your inhale, and then hold, and then count to 6 on your exhale. Taking this purposeful breath is going to allow your automatic, instinctual body processes and thinking to turn off and really allow you to be in this present moment. All of the fight or flight type things that we might be experiencing from racing to get kids out the door or to make a particular class or whatever it might be, just this intentional breathing is going to turn that off. Allow yourself to follow these measured breaths, noticing how it feels to fill your lungs with fresh air, and then observing the sensation as you exhale. You can breathe in through your nose, out through the mouth, or whatever's comfortable for you, whatever's accessible to you right now. And as you ease into this state of presence, make a very intentional switch from reactor to observer and shift your thought processes away from being attached to every thought. Instead, you're just going to observe each thought as they go by. Notice anything that pops up for you. Just don't allow yourself to grab on and react to it. Just allow it to pass by like you would a leaf on a stream. The whole intention with meditation is not to eliminate thought, but rather to extend the spaces between thoughts so that you can sink down into the silence and stillness that exists there. And you can connect on that deeper level. So you can start to allow your breath to return to a normal pacing now. And then allow yourself to just observe again from the scanning from the top of your head all the way down over your face, over your shoulders, down your body, just to take an inventory and give yourself a moment of appreciation for showing up today. Showing up and also giving yourself this time. You're giving yourself the time and space to not just sit quietly, but to really connect with yourself. When we think about love, we think about what it is for everybody else, how we show that to others. The truth is that it really starts from within. And as you scan your body and you notice there is a physical center to yourself, it might be your heart, that may just be your actual center, it may be your stomach, wherever you feel that sort of gravity of emotion and sensation, that is the same place, that heart center of you, that love really begins. So allow your thoughts to slow, allow your breathing just to ease, and check inside and just notice, how does love show up for you? And how do you feel it? Is it an appreciation? Is it a sense of gratitude? Do you feel as though it's a question of, I don't know how I feel about myself? You don't have to categorize it, you don't have to label it as anything. Just notice how it exists for you. Give yourself that space to be kind, to be grateful, to recall how you've shown up for yourself today in this moment, but in previous moments in the past, when you've been really in love with yourself, when you've been happy and you've been grateful, and recall how that felt in that center of your being. You feel light? Did you feel warm? Maybe it was a moment when you were looking at someone you really loved. What does that feel like? We can't give anyone else love without having some for ourselves. It starts internally. So even on those days we question how we feel about ourselves and we wonder if we should be doing more, just know that it's there and we can show up for ourselves and we can work on filling that internal cup before we really focus on pouring it out to others. I want you to visualize where that love is in your body. It is your heart. You can see it as just a light. You can see it as a symbol. You can even stop and put your hand there and just sit with that for a moment and pour gratitude into that space. Gratitude for every moment that that internal love sparked love for something else, for someone else, that was full enough to extend beyond your own body and to love someone or something else. And as you feel this gratitude, this is love for yourself. And gratitude is a wonderful way to check in and offer yourself some love, to get in touch with that heart center, to check in. Whatever you visualize that space like, I want you to see it as expanding. It is not a container. It is open. It can grow. It can contract. want you to focus on how it can expand just with the thought, just with the intention. You have your hand to your heart center and you feel that. You feel that space. See it in your mind's eye as expanding, expanding to fill more of your body. That warm sensation, that sensation of comfort and appreciation, of attachment and joy. Allow those feelings to expand. Allow them to expand beyond just the container of your body and go beyond your physical shell. This power of self love is what sparks the creation of new things. It is that energy, it is that feeling that people gravitate towards when we approach things from a place of love. We are open, we are thinking in a state of abundance, that we have enough to share. It's not a question of us making a decision from fear, but when we choose to approach things from a standpoint of love, we are choosing that over the doubt. We are choosing that over the worry, the desperation. Allow that power that exists within you to grow. And now is your time to think about how you share that, how you project that into the world and expand that to others or other things. How you approach your day, how you approach your month. Maybe it's thinking how you can approach a simple situation with a colleague or someone that you interact with going about your day. If it's a question of how you make a decision, how you react or treat someone, lean back into that feeling of I can choose to react and approach this from a space of love. The situation is going to go much more positively, much easier. It's going to feel a lot more natural. So, as you think about how you can bring this intentional love from inside to the rest of your day, week, month, set that intention to make a choice, to make the decision to choose this as your guide as opposed to those other doubts. Take this moment to set your intention for how you move forward. Openness, with acceptance, with kindness, knowing that it's not a false state, but as it's something that starts from inside. It is something that you have more than enough of, that you can freely share it and offer it to the world around you. You can pour it into a project, you can pour it into a task, or you can pour it into a relationship. Take a moment, sit with in silence, sit with that intention. Now bring your awareness back to your body, back to this moment. Feel the seat beneath you. You can roll your shoulders, wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. And hopefully, you're feeling good about yourself in this moment. Hopefully, you felt that sense of self love. We don't always stop to really notice. We're usually more occupied with how we should feel about everybody else. So, some great ways, just as a way to take this forward. If you do have any reservations, if anything showed up for you during this meditation that was a question, I don't know how I feel about myself. I don't know what love for me feels like. Those are really great things to focus on, whether it's a journal prompt, it's a discussion with a therapist or a friend, or it's just something for you to sit and reflect on in the future. But particularly for this month, I would strongly encourage everybody to focus on that supporting of our own self love before we even really put extra energy into our love for everyone else. We're going to have to do that with Valentine's Day, anyways. So we're going to have to give people gifts and cards and all of that. But make the priority ensuring that your self love, that visual of what that looks like, your center, pour some time and effort into that.